Hello there, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a couple of mods overviews, mostly only for food, and I just wanted to do this as a special thank you for reaching 800 subscribers on my channel. I really appreciate it. Let's try to keep that going. I would love to reach 1,000 eventually, but just to take a moment before we start this sort of mod overview / tutorial, don't forget to hit that like button on the video below and to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And now let's get into this. Now the first mod that we have here is called a cooler mod. It's a pretty simple mod, but it functions really cool. It adds a lot of realism and I really like it. Now, this was created by Arsel, who I'm not sure if they are active in the community anymore. They still might be, but I'm not 100% sure. This object here was created by Around the Sims. They have a full website, a Patreon, a Tumblr page, everything. So I will be providing links in the description for the pages, for parts of the mods and stuff. I will just say, make sure you read over everything. I will not be able to give a full breakdown. It's always important for you to read because these do require a bit of information. Now how this functions is there are a bunch of settings here. So it holds up to 15 items, and I have 8 out of 15 right now. I will be placing a food object or meal that he currently made. This is our Sims here, by the way. We have Howard and his girlfriend June. They will be the stars of this video for today. But how this works is you can put a bunch of stuff in this. So I have a random apple and a banana from the Sims base game. But then I have some custom food, and it works with custom food here. Now how this works is you get ice packs and they expire. So it is quite realistic. I really love that. So what you have to do is you have to go into small appliances and you just buy a $2 ice pack right here. And you can place whatever you want into it, but you have to open it like this. So they will be going to, let's say, a beach or something, and they can place their food and everything that they want, and they can go on a little picnic, but they don't need the actual picnic basket. They can do something as an alternative, which is really cute. So let's head on over to the beach and we'll meet them there. Okay, so we're at this little beach area right over here. It's just kind of like a little spot by the water, and you can place this object down anywhere that is routable, and you can do quite a few things with this. So you can drink the objects that are in here. Now I do have custom drinks. That's a whole separate mod. That's also a part of this I wanted to talk about, but these are objects that were created by both Arsel and, well, the mod was created by Arsel, but the objects were created by Around the Sims, and I have quite a few. So there's yerba mate, and then I also have glasses of iced tea. And then we also have, let me see, you can have a quick, okay, it says have a quick meal, but it's not really a quick meal. It's whatever food you place, and it recognizes it as if it's basically like a mini fridge, because I think it's considered an appliance, which is so freaking cool. Now they don't have anywhere to sit here, so I hope that they can stand and eat it, but let's have him grab the yerba mate, and she will grab a food after he is done grabbing from it, because they said it can be a bit chaotic if Sims kind of gather to it at once. So there you go, he's grabbing it, and he has his drink right here. He's gonna go drink it. He's gonna have a nice glass or a can of yerba mate right there, and isn't he cute? And then we have here the quick meal. He made a nice plate of couscous, and I will have her, because she is hungry, she will grab it from here. So I actually am redoing this because she was standing and it glitched when she's holding it. I think because she didn't have anywhere to sit. So hopefully that will fix it. Yes, it does. So I recommend that when you are using this, if you have food, always have a picnic table or somewhere for them to actually sit down and eat, or it'll glitch and it will kind of lay flat in their hand and vertically or horizontally instead of vertically. It looks kind of weird. But here she is enjoying her nice couscous. And if you didn't see before, there was 3 ice packs in this, but now there's only 1 because the other 2 were expired. They only lasted for about an hour left, so they are no longer usable. And this one here is for 8 more hours, so it will keep the food fresh at the quality it's at. But once it runs out, the food quality, I believe, starts to diminish, and that's when the food can start to go bad. And it's so realistic. How freaking cute is that? And when you're done, you just plop it back into the inventory, or they can click put in inventory, and they kind of do that with the picnic basket. And you can have a nice picnic at the beach, have a nice drink at the beach, relax, look at the sunset, things like that. Isn't it so cute? I love it. And now I have my Sims here at this cafe that was created by My Sim Realty. It is on their website if you wanted to download it, I believe. But I did alter this. This is one I use for my save files. But I have 2 objects here that were both created, again, by Around the Sims 3 or Around the Sims. and they have a buffet table here. So it looks like it's like a cafeteria thing, which I think is really cool. It's not anything new, it's just a different kind of mesh, but I think it's really cute if you wanted to have, let's say, maybe a hangout spot that kind of looks like a mall, and they have a sort of cafeteria food area, and maybe you put like other cafe stuff there and they can purchase, but maybe you can serve the food too, and it could kind of just look, you know, it could blend in more, or just leave it like that. I think it's really cute. So I will have him serve food just because he is hungry. It is costly, of course, but let's have him serve food. So we'll do that. And then the next one, she will take care of the next part that we'll be showing off. It looks like this. He can go grab a plate of food. You have hamburgers, you have cookies, you have French toast. Very specific random things, but it's really cool. Now for the next mod I will be showcasing, this one is a bit more intricate because you do need to read up on the post, and you have to read up on the post or you will not understand it. I'm not even going to say I highly recommend it. I'll say that you have to, or you won't know what to do unless you already know how to make this mod function. But essentially, this was created, I think actually this month by Around the Sims, and it was like released recently, but it's a beer tap, which is really cute. And the way that this functions, it's a part of a mod that was created by Arsel, and it is called the Food Maker mod. Now this is basically a mesh for the Food Maker, and it functions that way. So you need both of these. You need Arsel's mod for it to function essentially, but there is quite a bit that goes into this. Now, basically what Around the Sims did is for all of their objects and all of their custom drinks and their like food morsels, they created a list for you, so you need to download that. It will be on the page I'll be providing for it that shows you the information. You need to have all of it because you won't know the exact name possibly for all of the objects you need to input, and also you can just copy and paste it and it'll make it much quicker and easier. So I highly recommend, you know, downloading all of that stuff. Of course, read up on it first. So I already had her do this just to test out to make sure it went okay, but essentially you have to preset this up before you do this. Once you set it up in your save file, it works. They said it doesn't have any malfunctions after that, but so basically you have to set it up, but you have to make sure that it's objects that you have in your game files, like in your mod folder, because otherwise it's not going to recognize it because it doesn't exist. It needs to be an object you downloaded essentially. So basically right now all I have is Stout set up, but I will show an example in build mode for you really quick. So let's build on the slot. Essentially you have to do shift control, go to settings, you have to go to beverages, set beverages, since it is a beverage that we will be providing through this object. Now you have to put a comma after each one so that way it knows it's a list. And what I'm doing is, you can't see it, but I am actually going to copy and paste the code that is for this object. So I'm copying it, and you will see right now, there we go, it's a wheat beer. So we have those two drinks that she can make from this like tap that we have here. And this tap was I recently downloaded this. This is a new object I believe that they made, and look at how cool it is. It's like they don't have an animation for it, but it's really cool. There are different functionalities with this, so let me just kind of show it off. So let's see. So if you go to settings here, you can set it as a counter appliance, which it is because it is on a counter. So there's different things there you have to kind of set up. And then let's see, you go to settings, there's a bunch of different things you could do basically, but you can disallow to serve on like community lots. And it does actually recognize custom recipes. I'll show that in a little bit. But for now, let's see here. So you can also set it as making the counter dirty if you wanted to, so they would have to clean it. And you can make sure that kids can't use it. So I would say disallow children from using that for sure because it is alcohol. And you can set make beverage interaction name. You can set different things here essentially. So I would say here, we can just, you know what, let's change it. Let's change it to pour. So she'll pour a glass of it, and it will pretty much just look like this. So she does have a drink in her hand, but let me redo it. I'm going to have her pour a stout just so we can see what it looks like. There we go. As you can see, it had like the little foam and stuff on top there, and she poured it. It does charge you, and that's pretty much it. So you have she takes her drink, she's having her nice glass of stout there. And you can customize them like that, but there's a bunch of other options that you can do if you download other custom drinks, recipes, things like that. Now that we've done that, let's take a look at the final mod that I wanted to show off for today. Now that they are home, I did want to show off some things here, but while we're here, let's also just take a look at this as well, just to give an update. So if you open this, it does have bad food in it. It does show you. So the ice pack lasts about 6 hours still, it says, but the food went bad. So we'll put in his inventory. He can go clean this up. It did go spoiled. And the glasses of the drinks I don't think go bad because they are custom drinks. But if you make regular food recipes, besides like having things like fruit and stuff like that, it will go bad. So it's quite realistic. I think that's really cool. You can even place it on counters. It looks really nice. You can place it there for storage. I really think it's a cute little addition to your game. But now let's take a look at this here. So I preset this up. What I did was I was actually having a little bit of difficulty doing it with the morsel setup. It wasn't really working properly for me. I might have been doing something incorrectly with it even after reading through extensively, mind you. But I do have a recipe that was created by Ice Mun Mun quite a while ago, and it worked perfectly with this because like I mentioned earlier, you can use custom recipes and set it. So let's have her go eat an almond macaroon. That is one of the I mean, this isn't a macaron box, not macaroons, but we'll pretend that's the same thing. But so we do have her just sitting here eating the custom food, essentially. Look at how cute that is. So this is essentially the food maker shell. So you have a bunch of different ones that you can use, and I think it's really adorable. There's so many options or versions. Basically, if you go onto Around the Sims website on the Around the Sims 3 area, there are so many different objects that you can download that you can create as a like shell for the food maker. And I guess they were created that way to work in such a fashion so that way you can customize to however you would like for your gameplay. Let me just zoom out of this really quick. We're just staring at that box. But so there's different things that you can place. So let me just show maybe like a couple of other options. So you actually have to go into certain things to find some of them. So for these, I believe, I don't know if they were in the, let me check if they were in small appliances. Okay, so some of them are in the small appliances area here, but for some of them, you have to go into sort by function and then go into small appliances, or they don't show up for some reason. But that's for that too. For the beer tap, you also had to go into that, just to note, because otherwise I was having a trouble finding it. But yeah, so we have a bunch of different things here. I have like a was it Bordeaux like wine bottle. We have a I don't even know how to pronounce that one, but I think it's a red wine. We have Riesling. We have a bucket of champagne, which is what I wanted to use. So I'm going to place this here and I will show you how this functions. So essentially, you just go into settings. You can set it as a standalone object, or you can enable counter dirtiness, things like that. I would disallow children from using it, but there's no children here, so it doesn't really matter. The only thing you really need to do here is set beverages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my little thing that I have here with the names, and here we go. So this is the name here. I specifically also have a champagne glass that serves by the glass from Around the Sims, so I will set it that way, and you can just leave it at that if you want to. You can also set the quality of it as well. That's something I probably should have showed. So if you go to settings and you go set food quality, you can do bad, nice, or great. We'll do great, so it'll be a great glass of champagne, and we'll have him come grab the glass and she's kind of busy. We'll just have him do make glass of champagne. Like I showed before, you can change the name of what the thing is, so you can name it to pour a glass of champagne, make glass, things like that. If he would finish with his phone, that would be fantastic. Okay, so let's have him go grab a glass of champagne. There you go. And he has a glass of champagne and he's ready to drink some bubbly. That's pretty much all it is. There's no animation for it. You could set animation. Now that is even more intricate, and I don't know. I'll show it right here basically. So you can go to settings and set sim animation. I'm not even going to touch that part because I'm assuming that has to do with coding within the game, and you would need to know the name of the animations in the game. So that's something you would have to research. I don't know if that's something you need to find the programming, or you can just Google it. I didn't check. There may be like documents that you can look that simmers have made to give you that information, but I didn't even touch that because I don't mind them just grabbing it like that. And if you don't mind that either, then this is perfectly fine to just do it as I showed. But essentially, that's all I really wanted to show off. Some very simple mods. I thought that they were really, really cute for everyday gameplay. And one thing I wanted to show off, which I actually forgot to do when I was showing off the cooler mod, you can actually set filters for the object. So you can make it, I did it so that way it's selectable sims and I believe friends only. Yeah, it shows you this is selected. But you can do selectable sims and their group. So let's say they join a group with their friends. They would be the only sims that would like actively be able to take from this. And you can also set it for just only the selectable sims, so that would be just like the sims in your household, or literally only the active sim. Or you can do everyone, which means that any sims on the lot would touch it. So that means that like random sims could take it. So I don't recommend that if you don't want chaos to ensue, but I think that it's a cool idea. It's a pretty old mod. It's from like 2017 is the last time they updated it, but I think it's a really cute addition. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to showcase some of these really small mods that I have been using recently, and I just think they add little touches to realism in the gameplay. I always talk about how I love realism in The Sims because of course it is a life simulator and I love having some realism added into it, you know. But I hope you enjoyed this. Again, don't forget, if you are going to download any of these, please read the information that is on the pages that I will be providing, because if you are going to especially download the mod that has to do with the food maker that was created by Arsel, you need to extensively read it to make sure you're doing it correctly. Otherwise, it won't work. And they do mention like how to do certain things if it doesn't work the first time. So, you know, just go make sure you read that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching if you did. And of course, the links will be provided in the description down below. Thank you again for 800 subscribers. I really appreciate it. Again, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, if you want to see more of my content. Other than that, take care. Bye.